convicted that no member of the organization he chairs deserves to have the perception of impropriety hanging over their heads due to the refusal of the Prime Minister to address this controversial matter by explaining to the public the circumstances surrounding the same some 2 months after it first made national headlines. Rollins said addressing this matter would be consistent with a government committed to the practice of good governance. He added that the chairman's statement would seem to suggest that a response from the Prime Minister is forthcoming and the country would be well served by a response from its leader. Well, Free National Movement Deputy Leader Loretta Butler-Turner also speaking out on the issue today, calling Rollins' threat vindictive. She said if there's information the Bahamian people need to know about their government, that information should not be withheld. And whether or not Wells is fired, Rollins must be made to answer to the threats he's making.
First of all, I think it's a very vindictive nature, but even bigger than that, I think it lacks principle and credibility and honesty. Because if there's information that the Bahamian people need to know in terms of what is happening in the governance of this Bahamas, it should not be predicated on whether your friend is fired or whether your friend maintains a job. I think that that essentially disqualifies any person sitting in the Honourable House of Parliament from being there, because they're withholding information and using it as a blackmail in order for somebody else to remain there. That is not what governance is about. We've got to be fair, because it's not our business. It's the people's business. So we deserve to know whether Wells is maintained or fired. Rollins must be made to answer to these threats that he's making.
Prime Minister Christie has yet to make a definitive public statement on Wells' future. Butler-Turner described the silence as deafening.
It's deafening. It's deafening. This has hung over the heads of the Bahamian people for far too long. There are too many questions that are unanswered. It seems that seriously there are some things going on. I don't want to speak to it because I don't know fully, but obviously there are things that need to be investigated. There's something terribly wrong, something that smells, and I think it's not a rat.
As for what should happen to both Rollins and Wells, Butler-Turner said she doesn't want to get in PLP business, but the matters must be dealt with.
I don't want to get in PLP's business. I just want to get in the Bahamian people's business. What the PLP do with Rollins, Wells, or anybody else, that's their business. But in terms of accountability to the Bahamian people, this threat is not a threat on the Prime Minister. This is an even bigger problem, because that means this man is suggesting he knows of wrongdoing, and we call him honourable, and he is not willing to come to the Bahamian people and share that information. That is shameful, that is disgusting.